Episode 988 of the Vietnam Veteran News Podcast will continue the discussion about lessons learned in Vietnam. It is important to do this because any time something happens in our history that results in 58,315 American names being added to a memorial wall in Washington, D.C., we must never forget the lessons learned and make every effort to ensure we don't make the same mistakes in the future. Matthew Ride is a business consultant and guest writer for the Entrepreneur website. He recently provided an article to that website titled, "The Vietnam War is History, but teaches a lesson every leader must still learn." In the article, he made some lessons learned conclusions about the Vietnam War from a business consultant's viewpoint that makes a lot of good sense. He maintains, "It now appears that we might be ready to face Vietnam's pain and, more importantly, examine the lessons to be learned from this uncomfortable episode in American history." He notes one of the labor pangs indicating the coming of the new national willingness to openly and candidly discuss the Vietnam chapter of our history is something coming to us from PBS. Namely, it is an 18-hour documentary that will showcase this tumultuous period in vivid HD. It is expected to be a highly monumental and memorable look at the conflict due to the reputations of the acclaimed filmmakers Ken Burns and Lynn Novak, who created the epic work that was more than 10 years in the making. Ride's conclusions about the Vietnam lessons learned were shaped by ideas he discovered in such books as Dereliction of Duty, Johnson, McNamara, The Joint Chiefs of Staff, and The Lies That Led to Vietnam by Lieutenant General H.R. McMaster. A Bright Shining Lie, John Paul Vann and America in Vietnam by Neil Sheehan, and 1776 by David McCullough. Discover Ride's conclusions about the biggest mistakes that were committed by our leaders in Vietnam on episode 988. Go to VietnamVeteranNews.com.